Speaking of really awesome, our next speaker is really awesome. Okay, one of the biggest sponsors for DigiMarcon is here. Yeah, everybody's like, really? Is that a thing? Oh, we don't have the cameras, by the way. So Emily Sloan-Pace, thank you so much for sponsoring the event with your company, and thank you so much for speaking today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for that fantastic introduction. I hope to live up to the expectations. My name is Emily Sloan-Pace. I am from Zoho Corporation. I have a very nebulous title, which makes sense for a cloud corporation. I'm professor in residence. Mainly what I do is deal with communication, and that's internal and external communication. In a former life, I was a Shakespeare professor. I promise you I won't lecture about Shakespeare today unless you really want it after, in which case I'm totally down for the cocktail hour. So as was mentioned, we are one of the big sponsors today. Zoho is a cloud-based computing company that has over 40 products. We basically make any product that you would need to run your business online, and you can check out a demo right outside the doors there. We've got some great folks there. So today I am going to talk about the art of the autoresponder. And I know in the previous presentation we talked a little bit about autoresponders. I saw that some people are using them, some are not. Really, an autoresponder, as probably most of us know, is a sequence of emails that are automatically sent to a specific segment of people on your email list, which is triggered by a specific event. As a company with over 40 products, we send a lot of auto-response emails. If you sign up, you get sent into a whole welcome sequence. If you upgrade, you get sent into a different sequence. It all depends what the actions or the behaviors are that trigger it. So we're in the business of sending a lot of these, among other things. So an autoresponder is an if this trigger, then this action. Potential triggers can be a lot of different things. It can be joining your list. It can be browsing behavior, right? You can tell from your heat maps that this person has stopped over a specific product a couple of times, and you can send out an email to them encouraging them to buy. It can be shopping cart abandonment. That's a really common one that maybe some of you, if you're using autoresponders, are using them for. It can be downloading a PDF. So someone, a lead gen tool, someone gives you the information, they've downloaded the PDF, you send them a welcome email thanking them for reading the PDF, perhaps with links to other documents. Or it can be buying a product. This is another really common one that if you're using autoresponder emails, this might be where you're using them. So the purpose of any autoresponder can really differ. It can be about trying to make a sale of a product. It can be about trying to make a sale of a service. It can be about trying to build a long-term relationship so that you can sell a product or a service down the line. The key, though, is that they all have the same larger goal, and that's to move each of your prospects deeper into the funnel. This sales and marketing really working together, as was discussed in one of the previous sessions. So for autoresponders, some of you are probably already using them. I saw the hands go up in the previous session. If you're already building your email list, probably the place that you're most likely using them is in the welcome email. How many people have a welcome email autoresponder? Just a raise of hands. Okay, so maybe like 20% of the room, a quarter of the room. The rest of you are looking at your phones. I totally understand. We're getting close to lunch and it's late in the morning. But you can go so much farther with your autoresponders than just a welcome email. And for those of you who aren't using the welcome email, we'll even talk about ways that you can create a welcome email sequence, which is really a way to maximize the power of that autoresponder. So an autoresponder, as I mentioned before, it can be about cart abandonment. I really like this one from Doggy Loot, in part because it really reinforces the brand throughout. Wait a second, it tells us. Items to your cart have almost sold out. Hurry, don't let these deals run away. I like that it's really integrated the message of the dog owner throughout. Please don't disappoint your dog. Fetch your items now before it's too late. And then it signs off with lots of licks. So throughout, they've created a brand image, and they're consistent in maintaining that, even in the sign-off. An autoresponder can also be used for someone who is registered for something and hasn't purchased it. Or it can be if they've deposited funds or received a deposit and they haven't spent the money, or if they've deposited credits and they haven't spent the credits yet. A great use for autoresponders, and one that you might be familiar with, are for birthday celebrations. This is one from Ted Baker, a fashion designer, letting us know that we've got a 10% off discount the next time we want to shop on the online store. Back-end stock emails. This is a great way to drive sales because it lets people that you already know are interested in the product know that you've got the product back in, and you can bring them back into the store and suggest alternative items that they might buy that are complementary to that. Similarly, purchase anniversary emails. If it's been 6 months, a month, a year since someone bought something, you can celebrate that, remind them of services, other warranties, other products that you might have on offer, and get them back engaging with your website. If they've purchased X and not Y, again, these complementary products, that might be a great place to deploy an autoresponder. And finally, getting and maintaining updated contact information. It's really important if you want to stay in touch with people that you have that regular engagement and that they know where the information is coming from by kind of regularly checking in through autoresponders and making sure that you have updated contact information. You'll be able to make sure that your messages are hitting the right place. So the power of the autoresponder is multifold, but I know maybe some of you are asking, well, what's in it for me? Like all good humans, like all good marketers, we're wondering what's in it for me. Well, companies who send automated emails are 133% more likely to send relevant messages that align with customers' purchase cycle. That's a quote, a statistic from Aweber, another email marketing software company out there. Automated messages have an average of 70.5% higher open rates and 152% higher click-through rates than business as usual marketing messages. So they really are powerful tools. Finally, 77% of automation users see an increase in conversions. That's a massive number. So automation, setting up these little things in the autoresponders, can really lead to conversion and money down the line. So autoresponders have a lot of power. They take repetitive tasks away and really give you time to focus on sales and engagement. It gives you better targeting of customers through segmentation. It really improves the customer experience by delivering the same high-value experience to every new subscriber. You know that every customer has been onboarded in the same way, has seen the same offers, has been exposed to the same content. You're more ready to start a conversation with them when you finally get to that point or when they reach out and engage with you. There's a reduction of human error in campaigns, and we would see that if an autoresponder had sent this, there would be a reduced error in the campaigns here. Unfortunately, my PowerPoint was not created by an autoresponder, so we have human error. It lets you continually showcase your best content, including content from the past. This is a fantastic way to repurpose your old blogs, the ones that have really generated a lot of revenue or traffic for you, by just dropping them into an autoresponder series, a sort of best of series. That's one way that you can continually engage with people and really showcase your best material. It's a great place to mention relevant offers without sounding sleazy. So you're able to really do the gentle sell in the midst of the autoresponder. Finally, it allows you to build trust with your audience slowly and ensure that your new subscribers don't forget you. So some general tips for autoresponders. You always want to give people what you promised. If you say you'll give subscribers a free report, a case study, or a video, you want to provide that as an easy-to-use link or something that they can instantly click on to get their free item. Similarly, you want to add some personality to your messages. We saw the doggy loot message. It's great to use the autoresponder to convey what your brand is about. Autoresponders don't need to be boring. Spice them up using your own voice and personality in your message. Be funny, quirky, and interesting as long as that's what fits your brand. So here we've got a great autoresponder from CD Baby. Your CD has been gently taken from our CD baby shelves with sterilized, contamination-free gloves and placed onto a satin pillow. A team of 50 employees inspected your CD and polished it to make sure it was in the best possible condition before mailing. Our world-renowned packing specialist lit a local artisan candle, and a hush fell over the crowd as he put your CD into the finest gold-lined box that money can buy. We all had a wonderful celebration afterwards, and the whole party marched down the street to the post office, where the entire town of Portland waved bon voyage to your package on its way to you in our own private CD baby jet on this day. We hope you had a wonderful time shopping. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sigh, we miss you already. Right, pulling right back in that thank you message, that's just a real, general, it's been sent, right? It could be so much more boring and have less personality. It's on its way. But here they've really gone the extra step to spice them up using their own voice and message, and to really be funny, quirky, and interesting. So another tip for autoresponders: they're great for helping your audience get to know you. With each message, you can reveal a little glimpse into who you are and what you stand for. I think a great marketer that does this is Neil Patel. For those of you who don't follow him, he is just fantastic at digital marketing. Sign up for his mailing list. You'll see just some of the best communication and digital marketing out there. Become a fantastic teacher. Your emails don't have to be lengthy or fancy, but they do need to be useful to your subscriber. If possible, teach your subscriber something in every email. Give them that pro tip. We all click on the BuzzFeed articles about, 7 life hacks, right? That's going to be just as compelling inside the email, or just as clickable inside the autoresponder. Open a two-way conversation, and here's an example from Neil Patel, who, as I mentioned before, he's just an expert at this. He does a fantastic job at inviting his subscribers to really respond to his emails and to join a discussion. Having this ongoing discussion also helps turn your subscribers into your biggest advocates. You can see how he's done it here. What's your monthly traffic like right now? Where do you want it to be? Make that a goal, and then tell me what it is. By writing it down and telling me, you're more likely to feel a level of accountability, which is how you start making those big, great changes you need to make to realize your business goals. Whether you want more money, more influence, or more of, well, everything good. Hey, hit reply and send your traffic goal numbers to me, and then surprise yourself. Share your goal where hundreds of others have already declared them, and give others an encouraging boost. So you can see he has started a two-way conversation there. It's going to require some effort on his part to maintain. He's going to have to respond back, but the autoresponder has been set up in such a way that it's encouraging people to engage, and it's encouraging people to go to his website and share their stories. Really important to share other ways to connect with you. If someone joins your email list, it's probably likely that they are interested in following you on social media. So you want to give them ways to access your social media platforms. Here's an example from Neil Patel at the end. If you P.S. If you find that you like that, you'll love my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to it. Another one from Reformation, a great clothing company, and I love their tagline, being naked is the #1 most sustainable option. We're number 2. And you can see they've included links to Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube. No love for Twitter with either of these marketers, apparently. You want to keep adding to it over time. Your autoresponder series should be a living document, so you want to make sure that you edit it and revise it and keep it fresh and relevant and vibrant to your audience. You want to plan out the entire sequence before you start writing. And while cramming or last-minute prep may have worked previously, I really would encourage you, when you're doing the autoresponder series, to think about the entirety of the project and to plan out every step along the way before you send the first one. Your outline will keep you on track as you write the whole sequence. It'll also help you think about how far apart you need to have those messages delivered. You want to write like you're writing to one person, not 1,000. Visualize your ideal customer and write to them. Again, you also want to write conversationally if that's appropriate for your brand. You don't want to go too casual or too formal. The key to a successful autoresponder is that the person doesn't know it's an autoresponder, right? They want to write back to it and engage with you. So if you can trick people into doing that, then you're on the right path, essentially. So. Use personalization, not just at the beginning or solely in the subject line, but lightly sprinkled throughout. I think we've all seen examples of personalization gone bad or personalization gone right. When it's done well, it doesn't feel like it's the robot that's talking to you. When it's done badly, you're in the uncanny valley and you're sure that the robots from Westworld are about to revolt. Finally, don't be afraid to tell people that it's an autoresponder. And here are two great examples of autoresponders that just come out and say, hey, I'm an autoresponder, but they still manage to be very personal. The first is from Ann Handley. She is a fantastic expert on writing for the web. She has a great book called Everybody Writes. I would totally recommend it if you have to do any writing for the web. Very approachable, very digestible. Each chapter is like a page and a half. So her autoresponder is set up. Guess who's available on email and guess who's not available on email this week? Who is on email? Me, the email autoresponder. Who is mostly not on email? Ann. Fun fact, Ann and I never, ever are on duty at the same time. Mind blown, right? Being an autoresponder is not a bad gig. Upside, I spend the vast majority of my time sitting around waiting for Ann to take a vacation or for the B2B Forum to roll around. So here we have a very soft sell for the B2B Forum. It includes a link to the B2B Forum. And then also you can follow what Ann is doing in Boston. Thanks for swinging by. More importantly, thanks for giving my life purpose and meaning. Your friend, email autoresponder, repping Ann. Or another example, meetings, presentations, workshops, planning sessions, creative pursuits plus life. Oh my, I'm in and out, on and off email, and yes, trying at all times to be as responsive as humanly possible. Stay tuned. If you're getting this out of office message, it means I have your email. Now that's a great out of office message, right? That really conveys something and it lets you think like, okay, this person is a human, this person has thought that another human is going to be reading this email, and this person is actually someone that I can communicate with. So how about some things to avoid in your autoresponders? Don't stop at a welcome message. Many people write a welcome, just only one welcome message, and then never continue the autoresponder series. You'll stand out from your competitors if you have a 3 to 5 email autoresponder sequence. Don't send multiple autoresponders in one day unless you have a really good reason to. If there's a cart abandonment and a sale going on, that might be a case when you want to send more than one in a day. Otherwise, you only need one message a day at most to make a big impression. Don't overshare. Much like on first dates, oversharing does not pull people in, it scares them away. I know all too well. So add personality to your messages, but don't use your email series as a therapy session or a chance to unload on your subscribers. Don't clutter your autoresponder messages with other emails from you. So you want to make sure that you're sending your autoresponders on days that they're not going to be getting other emails like newsletters or content notifications. You want to make sure that those are spaced out so that they're not getting those multiple emails from you in a single day. Don't stress out about people who unsubscribe. The people who unsubscribe are not good fits for your business, ultimately, and there's going to be people that do that. What's interesting is the longer that people stay subscribed, the more engaged that those people really are, and the easier it is to engage with them because you have a common conversation with them. So as hard as it is to feel like you've been unfriended, don't worry about it. Don't oversell in every email. It's fine to add some relevant offers to your series, but if you turn every note into a sales pitch, you're going to turn off your readers and you're going to lose the trust of your subscribers. Don't try to please everyone. If you try to write an email that's going to fit the needs of every person perfectly, you're going to have a hard time. Again, picture yourself writing to one perfect customer and write to that person. Don't be afraid of the technical part. Autoresponders are actually relatively easy to set up. If you are having troubles, you can contact your email service provider and ask for assistance. They are actually surprisingly easy, and they bring a lot of benefits. So now let's look at a series, a welcome email series, and then we will send you forth into lunch and the wilds of Toronto. The welcome email is great for any type of business, whether it's B2B or B2C. Welcome emails themselves generate 320% more revenue than traditional promotional emails. So here's a welcome email from Jack's Backyard Barbecue. You can see right away what they've done is thanked us. One of the most important things in the welcome email. Thank them for joining. They've done you a solid. They've done you a favor. So you also want to make sure to fulfill whatever promise you would at the lead magnet, but you don't necessarily have to stop at one. So here, they just have one here, but we've got download a copy of Jack's new cookbook, and there's also the link to Jack's blog. So we've got kind of multiple ways to engage there after the thank you. This welcome email is, as I've said, a great way to build trust with your audience, and a great way to do that is to immediately provide what's called a content upgrade. So this can be if you offered them a free ebook, you can, in the email, offer them a link to a second free ebook. Or if you offered them 3 tips in the email, you can say, actually, here's a link to 5 tips. So doing that content upgrade can be a really great kind of lead magnet and way to pull people in further. And that can be anything, a video, a checklist, a free ebook, extra chapters, anything that will generate interest. Much like in life, you want to underpromise and overdeliver right from the beginning, because that's going to set up some really positive feelings in the reader, in your subscribers, and it's going to establish trust in you. The first email is also an opportunity to briefly set expectations. So you can see here, they've said, you'll receive 2 more emails from us over the next 30 days, and then you can expect to hear from us once a month with barbecuing tips and tricks and video instructions. So they really clearly laid out what you as a reader, as a subscriber, should expect from this sequence. It's also a great opportunity to introduce yourself or the company, and of course, it's the perfect opportunity to thank people for joining. So in the welcome email, it's important not to sell from the beginning. You want to develop trust and add value first. Your second email in your series, and yes, it's important to have more than one, could be a request for engagement and more details about the ways to get in touch with you. So just straight out, they've said, tell us more. We want to make sure that we know your birthday so that we can send you some coupons or gifts, a special gift. So tell us, when is your birthday? Update your profile. Similar to the update your profile ad from Belk, or email that we saw from Belk earlier, Jack's Barbecue is asking us to tell us more, asking us to engage here in the second series of the welcome email. So engagement can look like a lot of different things. It could be answering a survey or taking a quiz. In fact, embedding the first question of the survey in the email has really been shown to increase response rates. So if you have a 4-question survey and you put that first question in the email and then get linked out to the next 3 questions, you might find that you're actually getting a lot more responses. It could be posting on social media. It could be writing back to the email, as in the case of Neil Patel's request. So if someone has registered for an event, say, the second email in the series could be a link to the agenda and the speaker bios. Your third email might be a case study. People love social proof, right? It makes us feel better, feel reassured. Or a coupon for services. And here we can see from Jack's, you're invited. Many new contacts tell us they want to know about how to properly season chickens. So we're making it easy to get the info you need. Visit Jack's blog on our website. So depending on what your goal is and how people have responded to your early emails, this might also be the point at which you branch subscribers off to other segmented lists. No matter the case, the welcome series is where you should continue to add value. Hold off starting to sell until at least the 4th email, at which point you should have built a good level of trust with your subscribers, and they should be more receptive to what you're selling them. 80% content and 20% pitch. Rather than pitching in every message, make deposits for the first 3 or 4 messages. Just deliver pure, helpful content with 0 pitch. So real quickly, why sequences? Well, they make you stand out from the crowd. As I said earlier, most companies don't follow up after a welcome email. There's no universal rule when it comes to exactly how many emails you need to have in your sequence. The key is that it is no more or no less than you need to push people through further into the funnel to satisfy your goals. So the key is establishing that goal at the beginning and getting people through the steps that you need for that. You should always send more value emails than sales emails to prevent your list from getting burnt out. So again, always be adding value. If you can be teaching rather than selling, that's going to build up the trust and credibility that you're looking to have. So how to write a sequence. You want to write an outline of your sequence from start to finish, describing what topics each email will cover and the call to action for each email. Ask yourself the following questions before you write. What are the biggest pain points or struggles for my subscribers? What are the current goals of my subscribers? What are the interests of my subscribers? Why did they subscribe to my list in the first place? How can I solve their current problem in this email? And why should they read this email? What is the big benefit to them? And then plan how many autoresponder emails you want in your series. Again, 3 to 5 is a good guideline. Decide how far apart each mail should be sent. Dedicate time to writing the whole series in advance. Queue them up in your email service provider. Test, test, test. This is very important. Make sure everything works properly. So real briefly before we finish, just a few ideas for autoresponders outside of the welcome email. You can share your story. You can share who you are, why you started your business, and who you serve. This is a great way to give people insight into who you are and build some personality for your brand. You can offer a quick tip. Give subscribers a tip they can implement in 5 minutes or less that lets them move forward in a noticeable, actionable way. A quick win makes your fans associate your emails with getting a rewarding experience and is likely to make them come back again. You can ask an interesting question. I think we've seen a couple of emails that have done this. Ask your subscribers and invite them to email you an answer. You could ask what they're struggling with related to your topic, how they found your site, or what challenges they're facing right now. This information is also marketing gold, right? It gives you tons of new ideas for blogs, for web pages, for videos, for help guides. This is sort of information that is almost impossible to get about your consumers. So it's really great when you can ask a provoking question that gets an answer. Provide a resource list. Present a short list of resources, sites, blogs, books, gadgets, online tools, etc., that will help your subscribers move toward their goals. People love to know about the tools you use every day and the books you read. Deliver a case study or a success story. If you've got a compelling story about the success of a client or a student, write that story in a short case study. The case study should include advice subscribers can implement whether or not they buy from you. A lot of people are reticent to enter contests because they don't think that they're going to win. So one way that you can turn around that attitude is by ensuring that everyone wins. So if they enter the contest, everyone who entered gets, if you're a bakery, a birthday treat, say. All you need to know is the person's name, email address, and birthday. Your autoresponder is, in that case, just a birthday present in the form of a cupcake or the form of a coupon. You can also, another great way to get engagement in email is to ask people to pick a prize. So if you are a sports retailer, and you want to run a contest, if you send out an email saying, we're running a scuba contest, let us know your favorite scuba gear, that's risky because there are a lot of people that may not scuba at all. There might be people that are totally afraid of the water or don't like to go into it. So you could instead consider prize options that would include choice for cyclists, boaters, skiers, hikers, runners, golfers, tennis players, curlers, whatever new sport is going to get into the Olympics next. And you can inject flexibility and fun into your contest by actually inviting contestants when they enter to pick their prize. So rather than forcing them into one sort of frame, you can really allow them to pick their prize, and you also get more information about what are the things that they are interested in, what their activities are. So that is all that I have, and I am thrilled that I get to send you off to lunch. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you got a few great tips, and we are available for questions and demos. Again, I'm Emily from Zoho, and yes, thank you so much for your time.